All right. Let's see here. Trying to set this up as best as I can here. I guess I should have had this set up beforehand, not until after the fact. But, you know, just trying to get everything set up, trying to do a little guitar hang here. I'm terrible at this live streaming stuff. Hopefully the audio is coming through okay. I know there's like a bunch of different like servers that you can have where you just type in your information and then it does it like automatically for you, but it's like I'm just not savvy in that regard. Eventually, hopefully, if this YouTube channel like grows and gets like, you know, larger than me, I have to hire somebody to help me do all the back end work of things. That would be pretty cool, but I don't know what the likelihood of that is. So I want to get into here and make sure that the audios are all good and whatnot. I don't know. Let's see here. Is the audio coming through okay? I can never tell until after the fact. Let's see here. Get my guitar plugged in here and then have a little guitar jam and a little hang. Let's make sure this is running okay so that people can come check it out if they're interested. Okay. I will say one thing though, this Blue Yeti has been a total game changer in terms of getting better sound quality for my videos that I do here on YouTube. But it's also been really nice because I've been recording a lot more classical guitar pieces too, which has been really, really cool for me. I really like doing that. Let's see here. Let's get the details going here because there's nothing in here. Okay. Yes. The only bad thing about this mic is that it's super, super active in terms of the noise. So when there's a lot of background noise, it can kind of be a little bit frustrating. Anyway, let's get this plugged in here. I'm not going to do too much of a stream here, just a little bit. See here. I can definitely see that I've been working on some chorus-based music. Let's turn that down. All right. All right. This is cool. Yeah, this mic has been such a game changer for me as far as playing really, really cool stuff. My fingers are cold, man. It's a little chilly this morning here in Michigan. That's all right. I think I'm going to share this. Can I share this? How can I share this? Is there a way that I can share this on my Facebook? Yes, I want to share this. Can I share this? Here's a share button, I think. Okay, here, let me copy this link. Link copy, Facebook. First 5 minutes of this are going to be super, super boring. Not a lot going on. Okay, let's post this. Post. Come on. Apparently when you do live streaming, it really, really bogs down your internet. I guess I didn't realize it is so problematic in that regard. I should have had this all set up beforehand, but this was a kind of a quick idea that I wanted to do. Nothing too crazy. Let's see here. Let's see. Come join me on my live stream. Okay. So I have some cool ideas for the future with this channel. I am coming up on my 1,000 subscribers. I know that seems like such a small, minute, if you will, amount. But for me, that's a big thing. That's a big jumping point. I remember when I first started this channel back in 2014, I didn't post hardly at all. I just used it so that I could subscribe to people and have a watch list. And I didn't really think too much about uploading content because I didn't think that I was qualified enough to do that, and B, I was extremely busy with well, let's see. In 2014, I still would have been in high school, so I would have been a junior in high school. And it sounds like I'm really dating myself here, because I didn't start music school until the fall of 2015, because I graduated high school in 15. So anyway, I was really busy. But then when I started posting more stuff, I started getting a little bit of a following and a little bit of attraction to my channel, which was really kind of cool. It was really kind of unexpected. And so I started posting all this different content about trying to teach music that there wasn't already lessons on for. Before I started getting really into the classical music, I was into all the pop, just like everybody is. They start in the rock and roll. They do the right, and you get kind of tired of playing that stuff because you just kind of like get bored with it. And for me, so I started studying all this more classical, repertoire. And so when I started studying that, I started getting a little bit more traction as far as posting those types of things on the channel. And then I started doing, once in a while, I've come across a pop song or an indie song that I really enjoyed. And I was like, wow, I should start posting more covers or more tutorials on how to play these specific indie alternative bands, basically bands that are not so mainstream, although I think alternative music is becoming a lot more mainstream now beyond any other type of music. I think alternative and indie music is starting to become the modern pop music, but that's just my opinion. But so I started to post these types of videos about how to play certain pop songs that there was not tutorials on the internet for already. I mean, if you type in like pretty much any single blues or rock song, you can find a tutorial on the internet of how to play it. But my whole goal is I wanted to try to help people learn their favorite songs if they were like in that indie regard. And I know there's a few other channels that do that, but I always try to do songs or bands that may not have work on them or have been taught before by other people. So I really kind of enjoy that. And that kind of has led me up to this point now where I'm about 50 subscribers away from hitting that 1K milestone. So my goal is to just kind of continue to build the channel up and grow it as much as I can and gain a larger following so that I can reach more people and continue to teach people their favorite songs. But I have a lot more things that I want to do with the channel. I really, for me, I like teaching the technique of how to learn a song or how to break down a song or how to learn a certain little thing of how to play on the instrument. Because for me, learning how to play a song and learning how to teach it to yourself is a far better of a skill to have than me just teaching a song to somebody that they want to learn, which I think that still has merit. But ultimately, you want to get to the point where you can learn a song by ear and teach yourself. And that's the cool thing about the instrument is, you know, you're always learning about how you can teach yourself how to play any song that you want to learn. And once you kind of start to get that skill set and you're able to do that and you start to develop your ear on how to break down these songs, then your world just kind of opens up. And that's one of the things that I want to try to teach on the channel, is to be able to try to help students or help people who watch my channel to basically, you know, teach yourself how to learn and teach yourself how to teach yourself, which is a really hard type of skill to come across. It's not the most easiest thing to do, but it is the most rewarding. And I will say, not everybody's going to have the upbringing that I did, where I've been, you know, studying all this classical repertoire, which is, I think, really, really cool, really, really beneficial. It really kind of helped me open up my playing and how to see, you know, the fretboard in a different way. And really think about the notes, not necessarily the shapes. I think guitar is such a shape-based instrument. We think about the shapes and not necessarily the notes within those shapes. So, for example, like if I take a G major chord in this root position, everybody knows their G major chord. However, there's a million ways to play a G major chord outside of just playing it in this stacked order. So let's go through like an inversion of a G major chord. So G major, if you didn't know, has the notes G, B, and D. And you can restack those notes in any way to make a new version of that. So this is with G in the bass. So let's go to first inversion. So now I'm going to put the B in the bass. Well, I have a B here. I'm going to think about how I can make the G major chord with having the notes G, B, D, but have the B in the bass. Well, here's my B. Here's a G. Okay, so now I have a B and a G. Now I just need to find a D. Well, here's a D right here. So check it out. There's a G major chord, but now in first inversion, if I want to complete the note, I have an octave here, so I have a G here. So I basically am doing this shape. So I have G, G. Now I want to complete the cycle of the inversion. So now I want to put D in the bass. Well, I have a D here. Now I need to figure out where I can find a B and a G. Oh, well, here's one right here. And now I have a G major chord, but now with D in the bass. So we've walked up the scale, basically. So you have G, G, G. Now I want to get it back into root position. Well, there's a couple ways you could do that. You just go back all the way up to the octave, which is up here. And I think that's a really, really important skill to have. Be able to, you know, kind of play around with that. And now we can do this with seventh chords. Let's say we have a G7. Okay, so we have a G7. Now the notes that I have are G, B, D, and F natural. The F is our flatted seventh, right? So we can do that same kind of idea, but now with these notes instead. So I'm going to build that same thing. Okay, so I have a B here, right? Okay, so now I have to think about basically putting a G7 chord in first inversion. So I have B here. Well, what's the different way I can think about it? Well, here's a fingering for it. So here's a G7 chord with B in the bass. Note-wise, I have B, G, D, and F. So I'm just restacking those notes in a different way. So G7, you can play it here if you want it this way. But now I'm playing it here. Well, now I want to put the D in the bass. So check this out. Here's D, here's B, here's F natural, and here's G. So there is my G7 chord, but now what we would call our second inversion. So now the D is in the bass. So you have G7 in root position, you have G7 in first inversion, B in the bass. Now you're going to put it where you have the third in the bass, or excuse me, the fifth in the bass. So then you have it like this. And then now we want to put it where we have the seventh in the bass. Well, check this out right here. That's a cool shape. So I'm just doing this little bar up here on the 12th fret and putting in the F natural on the 13th fret on the low E in the bass. So when you start to get good at this type of thing, Not the chord. Then you can start to implement and you start to see these chords all over the neck. I think that's the one thing that's confusing about guitar when you first start learning it, is you get stuck in these box shape patterns or these chord shape patterns where you think, okay, if I got to play a G7 and you see it on a chord sheet, this is the one that you go to, or maybe you'll go to that one, or maybe you'll go to this one, or maybe you'll go to this one. But that's so more expansive beyond that. There's all these different versions of G7. You can play G7 here. You can play it here. You can play the top part of that shape. You can play it this way, like with this finger. It's kind of a jazz voicing. You could play it all the way up here like this. And you can play it here. Right? You just have to think about how you can figure out how to play these if you wanted to do this monster stretch. Check out that. That's all straight up in root position. So you have G, B, D, and then F on the top. A little bit different than this. This is more of a closed voicing. But the takeaway from that is you're thinking about how you can play these shapes in multiple different areas and not think about the chord shape. You really started to think about the notes and the chord and not necessarily just the shape. Let's apply this to a C major 7. Here's a really, really cool example. So most people think of C major 7 as like this, like your C chord with the open B. That's your 7th. Well, I always think about it in this voicing. Now, the notes that kind of comprise that are C, E, G, and B natural. And the cool regard about that is now I'm just going to cycle through those shapes. So this is in root position. Now I want to put the 3rd in the bass. So C major 7. Now I'm going to put the 3rd in the bass. Check this out. Beautiful shape, right? So this is a C major 7, but in first inversion. So now we have the major 3rd in the bass. And you get this cool kind of almost like mysterical sound, right? Now let's do that when we put the 3rd or the 5th in the bass. That's a cool shape too. So that's like an E major chord slide up here. And you basically have the 5th is on top, then you have the actual root, then the major 3rd and the major 7th is up here. So then you have here, and then here. Now if you want to put the major 7th in the bass, here's the major 7th. I'm all the way up here on the 12th fret and the 14th fret. So the takeaway again is to really kind of understand that when you're learning these chords and you're stacking notes, you're not thinking about the chord shapes. You're thinking about how to implement the notes in the chord. And see, that's the thing about guitar is guitar players are always based in these shape patterns, or they're like, oh, I gotta play in the minor pentatonic. Right? But then we get stuck in those and we're not thinking about the actual notes that are applied to these. You have to think about what notes you're actually playing, because the notes and the selection of the notes are just as important as the chords that you're playing over top of, right? So when you're playing a musical statement, you don't want to just think about playing notes just randomly without, being selective in the notes that you're playing. You're trying to outline the chords that you're playing over. So for example, I'm going to play like a blues type thing, and you're going to be able to hear the chord changes without me actually always playing the chords. So check this out. So that's the 1 chord. 2, 1. Right, so you're getting that idea. It's not just thinking about the chords. Dispombo, FPB, how's it going, man? But yeah, so I mean, again, you're just thinking about being selective in the things that you're thinking about and really trying to dig yourself out of these boxes, right? The guitar is so much more melodic than that. I think people so often get stuck in these shapes and these patterns that they don't really understand that it's so easy to break out of these things. And I think the biggest way to break out of getting out of the boxes is thinking about the notes and really knowing where your notes are at. Let me apply this in an example. So let me say I want to figure out where all the notes of G are on the fretboard. There's a couple ways that you can think about this. Well, firstly, I'm going to think about my open G. There's a G right there. I have a G here. 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 So look at all these G's that I have right. I had to do this kind of weird fingering to get all these. I have 4 G's right in this spot. Check this out. right there, 4 G's, right? And they're all there. G here, open G, and G here. I have a G here. I have a G here. I have a G here. Zach Evans, what's up, brother? Just talking little guitar. Talking a little guitar. Leah Miller, talking a little guitar. I'm going to do a couple little classical pieces here. I'm just testing out the mic. I'm doing a live stream later next week for OC Nation. So check it out. Make sure everything is rocking and rolling, you know, trying to be good with it. All right. All right, let's get into some classical stuff. Check out this one. This is all Fernando Sora, Spanish composer. Ukulele. Fernando Store, Spanish composer. Super been digging this stuff. I've had so much time to practice some of this stuff, and it's been awesome. I'll play a little jazz stuff now. I did an arrangement of Autumn Leaves. I did a post on it on my channel a while ago, but I want to play that because I'm super proud of that because I don't consider myself a jazz guitar player. But anyhow, I like it. I like my arrangement that I came up with. All right, how's everybody doing out there? Everybody staying safe in quarantine? I know I've about had it. I'm tired of quarantine. It gets pretty boring after a while. I've started a new podcast series though called Just Music Podcast. You guys should check that out. Excuse me. If you haven't checked out any of the Just Music Podcast series, you should definitely check it out. I've been doing a lot of uploading on the channel. I've been uploading new videos actually every single day. Actually, after this live stream gets done here, I will be dropping a new video at 11 o'clock. And I actually have another guest that will be on the podcast later today as well. So you guys should totally check that out. It's been a lot of fun doing that. I've been interviewing a lot of different musicians in the area. Actually, some of them out of the area. I had a guest on from Florida. I'm working with another guest from Florida to get him on here as well. So you should definitely check out that playlist. I think I have 6 episodes up right now. I've actually gained like quite a bit of perspective really talking to a lot of different musicians. And I actually just had a composer on it too, a composition major, which is really cool. So I was checking out some of his work. And it's really fun to like listen to other people and like see how they compose music and just like some of the stuff that they write. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just really cool stuff. Yeah. It's Fernando Soares. Beautiful, beautiful music. All right, I'm gonna play a couple more pieces here, and I'll probably close out here. But yeah, I love this music. It's absolutely beautiful stuff. This is the stuff that really, really gets me excited. I'm gonna switch composers here. I'm gonna play some works by a cool guy named Mauro Giuliani. He's an Italian composer. Giuliani, right? He's thinking spaghetti and meatballs. Even though I don't eat meat. All right, check this out. You like this one too? Major section. Does anybody have any requests before I close out here? I can play some more classical. I can play a pop tune if you'd like. I have some other music over here if that's interesting to anybody. I actually have a podcast that I have to do here shortly, so it's going to be kind of a quick little stream. But the cool thing is, if you're just joining us now, what? Oh, Sati. Oh God, that's been a minute. I can attempt. Let me pull up the music for that. Play some jazzy. Well, I did play my Autumn Leaves tune. I can play some more of that, or I can do some soloing here. Let me grab my 1 second here. Let me grab my pedal. Oh. Do a little jamming in some minor 2-5-1. I can do that. Let me get this set up here. There we go. 1 second here. Let's get this rolling. Gotta turn it down, it's loud. I could jam on that all day, man. All right, so I do have a request here. I'm gonna try to play this Satie piece. It's been a huge amount of time since I played this, so if I butcher it, man, I was hoping that maybe you just want me to play, I don't know, maybe something like a. The Bridal Chorus. All right, let me see if I can find this. Like I said, it's been a huge amount of time since I played this. And yes, Leah, thank you for noticing I haven't changed. Although since I haven't been able to get a haircut, my hat has made a welcome back. Normally, I kind of after I graduated from OC, where I did my undergrad, I decided to stop wearing hats and put this product in my hair, and I thought I was looking a lot more mature for his teaching wise and stuff. And since I haven't been able to get a haircut, God forbid, I had to bring the good old hat back. But that's okay. Okay, let's give this a shot. Let me see if I can find the music. Here we go. Drop D. Okay. All right, so this next piece is an Eric Satie piece. He's a French composer. I believe he was in the not 20th century, he's about 19th century, so about later Romantic era, early probably. Don't quote me on this. I think he died in the mid 1900s, so he's probably maybe even early 1900s. So yeah, that'd be about later 19th century. So, but a little past Romantic era. Not so much like impressionistic or expressionistic, but you can tell in this. Impressionistic. Yeah, okay, thank you. I know I was gonna say he's not in romantic era, he's a little bit beyond that. Anyway, so yeah, let's try to play this. See if I can butcher it. These strings, by the way, are super dead, so to me they sound like they're really out of tune. They need to be replaced. Okay, here we go. There we go. Fade away, fade away. Yeah. That's Sati Gymnopedes, 3 of them in a collection. Yeah, that is great. Well, I think what I'm going to do in closing here is I have a fun little tune that I got the music for because I don't know, I just thought it'd be fun to play. I'm going to play this in my closing. I'm in drop D. Can't play it in that tuning. Butchered it. See, kids, it's all right to make mistakes, especially on a live stream. All right, guys, I appreciate you checking me out and listening to my live stream. This is kind of a test again. I have a live stream that I'm doing for a benefit concert, basically to raise some funds for COVID-19 through Olivet College, the college in which I did my undergrad at. I'm doing that next week on May 5th. I'll try to get a shared link so that you guys can check that out. I'm going to have a little bit of a better preparation, but this was a test to try to get the mic all set up and get all the tones as a little bit of a test. Information for you guys to check out. If you're still haven't seen any of my podcasts, definitely check that out. I have a playlist. I just started a new series called Just Music Podcast. So you guys should give that a check out. I've been interviewing a lot of different musicians in the local area, some abroad, and some in the local area in Michigan. Thank you, Michaela. I definitely appreciate you listening. So yeah, definitely check that out. I will have a new video that'll be coming out at 11 o'clock today. Since I've been having so much time, I've been posting all kinds of new content on the channel. So make sure that you're all up to date on that. Don't miss any of it. And also, I have a really, really cool idea that I've been thinking about doing. I just have to see if there is viewership interest in it. One of my big things in this channel is trying to continue to get it to grow, and I'm really, really close to hitting 1,000 subscribers. And if hopefully after that, the snowball effect will take place, and maybe it'll continue to grow at a more rapid rate. My biggest goal is to just try to help out people who are trying to learn how to music and let people know that music is a doable thing and that music is supposed to be organic and beautiful experience that anybody can take up and pick up doing. That's probably my biggest type of thing with this channel, is trying to get you to be able to help yourself teach yourself so that you can learn any song that you want or be able to play what most makes you happy about music. Anyway, but my biggest thing here is I have this really cool idea where I want to pick a viewer and give them a free Zoom lesson and have it recorded. That way I can put it up on my channel. It would be like a 1 hour free lesson. It would not cost you anything. The only thing is that I have permission that I can post it on the channel. I'm trying to figure out how I would do that. But it would be a personalized lesson. So let's say Jane Doe or John Doe or whoever, gets to be picked. They could ask me about questions about any type of aspect of playing, finger picking, soloing, pop music, how I learn songs, whatever. It could be any topic really. And I would do that over Zoom, and then I would record that and have that uploaded to my channel. I think that'd be really, really cool to give a perspective to other people about private lessons and how people can take private lessons individually with students or teachers and learn from them. Anyway, that's been my kind of idea. I'm still trying to work out the details about how I would do that and how I would pick someone. But again, it would be a free lesson that you would take with me, and it can be any topic. You choose the topic in which you want to work on with me, whether that's, blues soloing or, intro to jazz. I can help you with that, or music theory or whatever. And I would love to do that for someone, whoever's lucky enough. But anyway, I definitely appreciate you guys checking out the live stream here. Make sure, again, to check out all the information on the channel and all my social medias, as always, and check out all of the new content right here on my channel. I appreciate you guys sticking around, and I will see you hopefully in the next video, the next live stream. And I hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy, and take care.